Good evening, Namaste. I welcome you all. My name is Sury Soni. I welcome you to this program webinar series called Vichar. Vichar is an initiative of Federation of Indian Associations of Victoria, FIAV. I'm past president and current trustee of FIAV. Objective of Vichar webinar is to bring diverse speakers in our community and wider community for that matter and learn from experts. I firmly believe every one of us has got some unique talent which we can share with the wider audience, and we can all collectively grow from there. On this special occasion, before we go on that special occasion, I welcome our speaker today, Asha Ji. Welcome for joining us. And
Thank you, Suri.
This week we also have a very special occasion of India's Independence Day on 15th of August. So we are fortunate to have Sri Bhuvaneshwar Prasad Ji with us in Melbourne, and he has written a very beautiful poem on India's independence. So we'll request him in a few minutes to recite that poem for us to mark the celebration of that moment and of India's independence. And I also want to welcome Akshhat Verma. He's an international student currently in Melbourne as well, and he's doing masters in artificial intelligence from Deakin University. And one second. So Akshat reached out and is in touch with me that he wants to give his time and energy to the communities. So I welcomed him to start joining in small form, and eventually he may start co-hosting with me. So Akshat is doing Masters in Applied Artificial Intelligence at Deakin University. He is very interested in entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and innovation. He enjoys how technology can create new opportunities and solve real-world problems. So with that note, I'll request Akshat first
Thank you, Surya Bhaiya.
to welcome our speaker, Asha Ji. And once Akshat introduces, then we'll request first Prasad Ji to recite his poem, then Asha Ji can continue from there. Over to you, Akshat.
Thank you, Surya Bhaiya, for the great opportunity to host with you. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Vichar webinar series tonight. We have our immense pleasure of introducing a truly remarkable speaker, Asha Ji. Asha Ji is a speaker, coach, and a guide who provides practical insight on how to navigate the demands of modern professional life, and she is known for her engaging style and relatability approach. She inspires audience to integrate mindfulness and Ayurvedic principles into their daily lives. With a deep commitment to empowering individuals, Asha Ji brings the gap between career success and personal wellness. Her expertise is highly sought out, and we are thrilled to have her with us tonight to share her invaluable knowledge. So please join me in a warming virtual welcome to Asha Ji.
Thank you,
Thank
Akshat.
you, Akshат. Over to Prasad, sir.
Over to you, sir. Prasad, sir, please share your self-written. Bhuvaneshwar Prasad Ji, uncle is a retired civil servant from state government. Yeah, but introduce yourself here.
हाँ फिलहाल तो मैं एक रिटायर्ड पर्सन हूँ ऑफ 71. आई हैव सर्व्ड more than 7 years in border security force BSF and then joined Rajasthan State Services for 33 years. मेरे को कुछ ना कुछ लिखने का, अब हिंदी में बोलूंगा.
जी नो प्रॉब्लम, दैट्स ओके.
हाँ, तो कुछ ना कुछ हिंदी में लिखने का मैंने शक्ल बनाया है, और पुस्तकें, रीडिंग बुक्स इज माय हॉबी, एंड समटाइम्स आई राइट पोइम्स. अभी तीज पर भी मैंने पिछली बार लिखा था, लेकिन वो अभी तीज तो गया. अब आने वाला त्योहार है इंडिपेंडेंस डे, उसके मैंने कविता बनाई है, वो मैं आपको पेश कर दूंगा.
जी
दैट्स इट.
जी शेयर करें प्लीज. हाँ,
अच्छा, ये 15 अगस्त के लिए है. इसमें इसका टाइटल है आज़ादी का जश्न मनाएं, आजादी का जश्न मनाएं। आओ हम सब देशवासी मिलकर आज गगन में फहराएं तिरंगा, गगन में फहराएं तिरंगा, जिस पर है हमको भारी नाज। आजादी के परवानों ने, आजादी के परवानों ने दे आहुति, खत्म कराया था अंग्रेजी राज। आज ही के दिन उतरा यूनियन जैक और हटा ब्रिटिश ताज। देशभक्ति की वह लहर, देशभक्ति की वह लहर कायम रखनी है हम सबको आज। मुल्क के गद्दारों भ्रष्टाचारियों का नहीं करना है कुछ भी लिहाज। वैश्विक आजादी की अवधारणा हेतु, ये ग्लोबल आ गया मैं, वैश्विक आजादी की अवधारणा हेतु बनाएं हम एक सुंदर समाज। ये वैसे तो कविता काफी लंबी है, लेकिन इन्होंने कहा संक्षिप्त में।
सो नाइस, थैंक यू सो मच अंकल।
आप
और
वो कविता इन सबको शेयर भी कर
मैं
सकते हैं।
व्हाट्सएप में शेयर करता
हाँ,
हूँ। थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग एंड शेयरिंग, एंड आप सभी को इंडिपेंडेंस डे की शुभकामनाएं हैं, अग्रिम शुभकामनाएं जी। धन्यवाद अंकल। एंड विद दैट नोट, आशा जी, all the floor is to you, or to you, and please share your presentation tonight.
Sure thing. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So, welcome to everybody in the audience for a conversation. A conversation about your life, your work-life balance, and ensuring that it doesn't tip over into a concept called burnout. That we are able to manage our life using a few principles that I strongly believe in, coming from the Indian origin, based in ancient wisdom of our Indian sciences, which is yoga and Ayurveda. I strongly believe that it's important for us to maintain this balance so that our time on earth is peaceful, full of happiness, full of good health, and whatever our soul's journey is supposed to be, we have a vehicle which is the fittest to carry that journey and that intention for our soul. Which is why I want to share some work-life balance tips with you today. I haven't had an opportunity to change this presentation. Shailendra was part of another presentation which I had done for the CPA community. And I did a little bit of research to understand what are the biggest challenges that professionals face today. Chronic stress is one of them because a lot of us are cerebral workers. We're intellectuals. We use a lot of our brain, a lot of our mental capacity for our profession. And somewhere we leave behind working out, somewhere we leave behind our bodies and our nutritional needs. Therefore, we face musculoskeletal issues because we have a sedentary lifestyle. बैठे हुए होते हैं अपने डेस्क पे, हम ज्यादातर काम करते होते हैं. But what were we doing not so long ago? We were working in the fields, we were working in the farms, we were working on the near the ocean. I come from a fisherman community. तो मेरे पूर्वज, they were catching fish, they were in the market, they were physically very fit, and somewhere in my DNA that is written. I personally cannot sit still for a long period of time. And when we do sit for long periods of time, at least in our 40s, our bones tell us that we are 40s and 50s and 60s. पता लग रहा होता है, कमर अटक रही है, पीठ में दर्द है, गर्दन में दर्द हो रहा है. And what do we do about it? Another important part also is that we are facing sleep disturbances. As important as our morning routine is, it is necessary for us to recharge our bodies at night times. Later in the presentation, I will take us through an Ayurvedic cycle which is going to sync up with the circadian rhythm of the body. Ayurveda is such a beautiful science that it tells us what you can do from early morning till late night, so that we keep this body at its optimum best, so that we don't face digestive issues, sleep issues, mental health issues. Final point of mental health. This is very dear to me because I have faced mental health issues myself, and I am close to communities who have faced this in their lives, and it has been a big blocker in their lives. और उसके बारे में हम बात भी नहीं करते. We don't even talk about having an off day. It is very easy for us to go into office and say, आज थोड़ा off हूँ, I'm not feeling so well, और I have a lifestyle issue, मुझे डायबिटीज है, इसलिए मैं ये नहीं कर पाऊंगा, इसलिए मैं यहाँ नहीं जा पाऊंगी. But then it's very difficult to say मुझे डिप्रेशन है, एंजाइटी इश्यूज है, I have bipolar, या जो भी हो. It's very difficult to accept क्योंकि it becomes a personal stigma for us कि मुझ में कोई खामी है. अगर मुझे मेंटल हेल्थ का कोई प्रॉब्लम है, so देयर मैं कुछ कम हूँ compared to the person next to me. And this conversation needs to change. It needs to be made commonplace because the brain is the most powerful organ in our body, and it is okay for it to take a break or break down at certain points of time. And when you let it heal, maybe it will not break down. Maybe it will have the power to cope up. Let's talk a little bit more. At any point of time, if you have questions, I will request Suri sir to let me know that somebody has their hands up and we can address the question. Or you can note down your question for the end of the presentation.
I'll just say to everybody to use your hands, raise your hand option, or you can type your question in the chat as well. I'll read from there and prompt Asha ji to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you. A little bit about myself. In the beginning, I was letting Suri sir and Prasad sir and whoever was present, and even I think Akshat was available, that I am from an IT background. So I've completed my computer science engineering, I've completed my master's in management, but I have a deep passion towards wellness because I faced health issues and I had to lean back towards some ancient sciences. If I go back in time, I had two choices. Being a decent student, I had the option of taking either engineering or medical. And I said, I had certain financial issues at home, so I said, I don't have the luxury of studying for 7, 10 years. Engineering karte hain, sciences are equally interesting. Computer science was at that point of time what AI is now. So it was the flavor of the game. I was very fascinated with programming. So I joined computer science and I pursued it. I am quite happy with that profession even to date. But somewhere something in me said, शायद थोड़ा medicine सीखना था. To understand what our bodies are, what these beautiful machines that carry and soul are, house our souls are. Maybe it would have been interesting to understand what medicine works like. And going deeper, when I learned about Ayurveda and the way they teach the holistic science, your complete body, mind, and soul, I started to study it on the side. So I'm doing a course in Ayurveda now. It's never too late for a human being to study and improve their knowledge. And this is what I speak about. And I'm writing a book, How You Can Manage High Functioning Depression. So, what is high functioning depression? It is a condition where you go about your work, your profession, your life, as if you do not have this condition. Maybe most people will not realize that you're going through depression, but you know that every single day you're facing a condition that can be debilitating, that can limit everything. So, this was something which has been a reality for me for a decade, 2 decades, and I would love to share what helped me continue to have a 20-year break-free career and a family life, which I am thankful and grateful for. If I was to say what happened at that point of time, there was a particular period when I was a young mother. तब क्या हुआ, after a break-free career of 10-15 years, I was used to just pushing and pushing and pushing and not taking a break at any stage in life. So एक point आया life में जहाँ पे I faced certain adversities. I lost a few people in my life year after year continuously to certain illnesses. I lost my grandparents, first of all, and they were a huge influence in our life. We come from a matriarchal system, जहाँ पे you look up to your mother and your grandmother a lot, as much as you do look up to the patriarchy in the family. So it is given equal importance. It's a very unique community. तो मुझे सीखने को बहुत मिल रहा था. And these big heads, we lost them. And I couldn't recover from that. Quickly, I lost another person in my life to cancer. So what I did at that stage was, if I knew now, I would probably have taken a break. I would probably have thought कि क्या करूं मैं, इसके आगे मैं क्या करूं, how do I deal with it, and I would have dealt with it. उल्टा मैंने किया क्या, I went full force into my career. एक कोर्स के बाद एक कोर्स, continuously 4-5 certifications. So I went full into my career without giving my mental capacity any sort of a break. And when I became a mother, it caught up with me. I faced severe depression because a lot of things changed in my life. If there were, I think a lot of moms can relate, career women, if you have been focused on your career your entire life and suddenly all the focus shifts to your child and you are facing a lot of other issues like मुझे want to be with my child but my career needs me, मुझे ऑफिस जाना है 6 महीने के अंदर. If you're lucky you get that 6 months maternity break. In other parts of the world it's 3 months or 4 months. You are not able to give. पहले आप 9 से 9 बजे तक काम कर रहे होते हो. अब you need to give time to your child, you need time to give to your spouse. So all these things resulted in a breakdown. I couldn't get enough sleep. I couldn't get the right nutrition. जो मिला वो खा लेते थे. Exercise तो दूर की बात. तो हुआ क्या? I was hospitalized. And this is a reality I don't want for anybody. This is a reality I want for everybody. Quality family time, cheerful kids, and you giving your 100% at work and 100% at with your family. This is what I wanted for myself because it was okay for me to be depressed. 10 साल से था मेरे पास this illness. But after my kids, I decided I no longer want that to be my reality because I could not tell them, I cannot be with you for whatever reason. I'm hospitalized, I'm on medication. I wanted to be with them 100%. सोचा मैंने, I took a big long break. क्या करूं? And I did a yoga course. There are teachers training courses which are available. I didn't just do yoga, I delved deep into yoga to understand what I can learn about our ancient science. Yoga brings the image कि लोग आसन कर रहे होते हैं, पर योगा का ट्रू मीनिंग ये है कि मैं अपने बॉडी को इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग करूंगा, मैं इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग होंगी कि मैं बैठ के ध्यान कर पाऊं, सोच पाऊं कि what is it that I want to do with the rest of my life? What am I here to do? Just gives you a superpower to sit back and think. And that's what I wanted for myself, to be able to understand what it is that I'm here to do, what is the message that I want to spread, and how do I go about it. Continue to do a lot of certifications. Neuro-linguistic programming got introduced into my life through certain coaches. I wrote a few books, and here I am today talking to people who multitask every single day, right? I looked hard for this image because it's a reality for us. Mums are there juggling, dads are there juggling. There was a point in time when dads were more career oriented, mums were more at home. Now it's an equal battlefield where dads are expected to help out at home and moms need to contribute financially. So, how do you juggle this and not let everything drop? I'd like to use a metaphor here. If you think of your life as a juggling act and all the aspects of your life as balls made of either glass or rubber, certain balls, like your career, are made of rubber. If you drop them, they will bounce back. एक जॉब गया, कोई और ढूंढ लूंगा. आई एम अ टैलेंटेड वुमन, मुझे कहीं ना कहीं काम मिल ही जाएगा. On the other hand, the ball of health is made of glass. एक बार गिर गया, it'll break and it's gone forever. तो आप सोच के चुनो which ball I want to focus more on consciously. A few health facts. This beautiful picture is there for both men and women, but it's necessary for us to realize exactly what are the issues that we face with our health. It is said that men are significantly at higher risk of dying with liver diseases, heart diseases earlier than women, and also because of the sedentary issues, a lot of spinal cord injuries are prone to it. Sadly, even when they're working out incorrectly at the gym. So it's very important, which is why yoga is beautiful because you're not using additional weights other than your body weight to do. But I often say, I'll come to that part later. But it's important for us to understand if you exercise, nearly 50% of all these issues for men and women reduces in a quick period of time. So, all these lifestyle issues which are more common now, cancer, menopause coming on early, disorders related to your reproductive cycle, they all reduce if you follow a few things which I will share with you. और ये जल्दी भी हो जाता है. The onslaught is gradual. The recovery can be quicker if you're consistent with it. So let's move into what we can follow. If there are anybody who's worried about grammar, I have some spelling mistakes, points for those who can point it out and put it into the chat to see who's active. This is a framework that I've realized. It's simple to remember, and you can take away from this talk. Zealous movement, eating right, and nurturing your mind. Just 3 things. And what do I mean by zealous movement? If I say everybody needs to exercise, I'm not saying anything new. नहीं, सबको पता है. सबको पता है कि exercise करना चाहिए. So what do I mean by zealous? That word zealous का क्या significance है यहाँ पे? It means do something that interests you, that calls to you, so that somebody else doesn't need to motivate you. आप खुद चले जाओगे या exercise in the form of gymming, cycling, walking, going to dance. For me, because of my child, I have one kid who is autistic and he is hyperactive. He's all over the place. Itna energy hai, it's like physics defying energy around the house. So I decided let me take him to karate class to get that discipline, to understand a little bit of martial arts. So I took him there because I have a deep interest in it. I started with taekwondo, I did a little bit of kalaripayattu. And now karate is something that gives me a break in a week, gets my energy, my blood pumping, my energy up and running, and I look forward to it. Nobody has to push me to go to karate class. So I encourage everybody listening to find something that you truly love and move your body, because your body is meant to move. It's not supposed to be sitting all the time. If you move, your aches and pains will start reducing day by day, gradually, and your age, biological age, will start reversing. What is the second element? Do we have time to do a stretch? Would quick raise of hands. Would people like to do a stretch? Otherwise, I can share a video. Yes? Okay. Then let's do a quick stretch, which I would like to share with everyone. The picture is there in front of you. So this is what we are doing. I'll explain what to do, and you can follow along with me. We've been sitting for a few minutes, and that is what I've been saying कि हमें नहीं करना है. So if all of you would get off your chairs and stand up. Feet hip width distance apart. Hands.
I trust people who has not turned on their video doing the same as well.
This is
Yep.
something that you can do just after a meeting, after you've had a half an hour, 1 hour meeting and your body feels stiff. तो आप खड़े हो जाओ, take your hands, put them on your head, and raise your feet and hands together. And bring it back. Feet and hand together go up. Hands and feet back to the ground. Adding your breath. Breathe in, go up. Breathe out, go down. One more time. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, down. Relax. 2 more stretches. The exact same thing we did now. When we go up, we stretch to the side. That's the difference. Come back to the center. Go to the left or the other side. Back to center. 2 more times. Stretch to the side. Back to center. Stretch to the side. Back to center. Relax. Last stretch. Thoda sa, you take your feet wider than hip width. Stretch your hands out. And you twist. Look to the side. Untwist. And twist to the other side. Now you wrap your hands around your body as if you're slapping the sides of your body and twist. Beautiful. Slowly relax. So if you do not mind anybody watching you in office, I recommend you do this, or as soon as you wake up in the morning. The intention of these 3 asanas is twofold. First, it gets your blood flowing, it loosens your joints, and it helps you detox. So all the bad energy in your body gets released and you reset your body. So there are hundreds of such asanas. You can follow some of them in your daily life just to break that monotony of sitting in your desk the whole time.
Maybe quick point here.
Sure.
One is that maybe you want to highlight that this need to be done a bit away from your meals.
Yes, agreed.
And also the repetition is up to the comfort level of whatever you can enjoy, whatever time you have, rather than people feel that pressure of doing at least 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. They can do
True.
whatever number of stretches they can do.
You bring up a beautiful point. If your stomach is full, that'll affect the digestion process if you try to move your body. There are certain things you can do when you've just eaten your food, like Vajrasana. That helps you improve the digestion. This one is probably not recommended. And the second point, repetition, respect your body. Your body will tell you when it's good to stretch and when it's hurting. So do respect your body's limits. Now for the second point, which is eating right and having an energizing ritual. This is a favorite point with me, a concept called Dinacharya in Ayurveda. Majority of us here are Indians. It's known to us. We have been following it. Otherwise, our people in the house have been telling us ki you have to do this, you have to follow this, but they may not have told you why you need to follow it. So let's learn a little bit about how the circadian rhythm, the cycle of the sun, and this Ayurvedic clock within our body needs to sync up for us to have the best health. Each day is divided per Ayurveda into 6 parts, 6 4-hour segments. And then there is a concept called dosha, which is dosha and prakriti. These are energy balances. So if you have a body type which is prone to certain things, जैसे कि some people like cold weather, some people like warm weather, some people like spicy food, some people like sweet or salty food, which means not all of us are the same. We all have different body-mind constitutions, and so the day is also divided into different types of these balances and imbalances. You can see that 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. on the left-hand side is Vata dosha. That dosha is characterized by creativity, energy. If you are able to do certain activities in the morning like meditation, journaling, exercise, then your body is ready for the rest of the day. Middle of the day, the top part, right here, which says Pitta. That's the time when you're supposed to have the heaviest meal because your body's fire is at its peak. So, if you look at each of these sections, it tells you what you can do to have the most out of your body's, your mind's capabilities. General practice is wake up before 6 a.m., first meal of the day by 8 a.m., 8 to 10 a.m. in fact, heaviest meal at 12, all your planning before 10 a.m., implementation 12 to 4 p.m., wind down after 6 p.m., have lighter meals both in the morning and in the evening, and wind down before 10 p.m. So that another important thing happens with your body between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is assimilation of the food that has gone in, transformation of the cells so that your body can recharge. These are the things which, if you follow, you will have the best health. You're eating right, you're being creative at the times. For example, if I try to be creative in the afternoon, right? If I go against these recommendations, if I try to have an important meeting right after a heavy meal, can I concentrate? I'll be sleepy. But on the other hand, early morning, after a light breakfast, maybe I've been exercising, then I've even been fortunate enough to meditate for a few minutes, and then I have an important meeting at 10 a.m. My brain power is at its peak. So that is what these things recommend for us to do. Visualize your plan early in the morning, implement it in the middle of the day, wind down at the end of the day. If we follow these practices, it will help us be our best, be our most productive. Vata, Pitta, Kapha are the Ayurvedic body types. And I don't know how much time we have, but I was wanting to share something with you guys with that QR code if you have the time. If you're more interested to find out about what is my body mind constitution type, if there are 7 different types, which one is mine? It could be Vata, which is characterized by hyperactivity, creativity, a little bit of, on the negative side, hyperactivity with a little bit of physical traits such as cold, joint pains, and other things. Pitta, characterized by intensity, peak digestive fires. And on the other side, you'll have to think about acidity or acne. And there are several things about these body mind constitutions which say that it's important for me to know myself better so I can eat better, I can work better, and I can give myself the right nutrition. So I did a little Google form where you guys can scan that QR code, answer a few questions, and I can send you a report what is your body type, just for you to get to know yourself better. Am I Vata type, Vata Pitta type, Pitta Kapha type? What type am I? Once you find out, then what? Then you can say, मुझे ये खाना है, ये नहीं खाना है. Or अगर I get a lot of acidity, in the morning I can have something like a herbal drink, which will negate that, which will make you feel better instead of having coffee. That I'm giving you my example. I'm a Pitta Prakriti, and if I have coffee in the morning, I will face acidity the rest of the day. If I have a drink with thoda sa dhania or a thoda sa ajwain, that will calm my pitta down. Those are the kind of things that you can do, sort of tips and tricks to help your body heal. I'm happy to share that at a later stage as well. Finally, this is the most important part of things. I did say in the beginning, it's important to sort of take a pause and nourish your mind. When you do that, you're able to get the full benefits of this practice called mindfulness. Mindfulness means I'm going on with my life as life pulls me, or I take a break and I decide what I want to do with my life. I can either be reactive, things keep happening to me and I keep reacting to it like a firefighting situation, or I can take a step back, plan it out, and respond to situations and opportunities. I have improved awareness. I have increased energy. It means that I am fully present at office. I'm not coming back home. Office ka pura stress and tension जमा करके घर पे आके snap at your kids and wife and husband. I'm not doing that. I don't want that. That's the power of mindfulness. You decide what you want to do with your life versus life will make you do whatever it wants you to do anyways. So you choose it. That's what I would say. There are many practices which you can follow for mindfulness. One of them is journaling. Some people can write down their thoughts, write down their plans, implement them. You may have heard of vision boards, where you put what you want to do for the rest of your year, week, month, whatever be it. Keep that in front of you and visualize your success. So that's a mindfulness practice. That's how you let the universe know that this is what I want from my life. And you get a reminder, you get a visual reminder कि मुझे ये करना है. If I want to achieve this, if I want to do my master's in AI, if I want to do my doctorate, if I want to buy even material things, I want a Tesla. तो मुझे इतना हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा, इतना सेविंग्स करना पड़ेगा, then I get to it. So that's a mindfulness practice. You can do meditation. You can sit down and visualize how you want your life to pan out. That's a mindfulness practice. Then there are a very strong connection between breath and body and mind. And in yoga, there is a practice called pranayama. Pran और उसका आयाम. So how do you control your body to control your mind? If I am stressed out, there is a practice that I can do to improve my stress levels, reduce my stress levels immediately. That's something I would like to share with you today. Is everybody up to understand a stress relief technique? It should take us about 2 to 3 minutes. There is a pranayam known as Bhramari or the humming bee's breath. We have a lot of Indians with us today, so you may be aware of it. If not, it's good to understand this powerful technique. Sit comfortably in your chair and practice along with me. Take your hands and this thumb goes on your eardrums. Before you close your ears, आपको हाथ आंखों पे रखना है, उंगलियां, 4 उंगलियां, और thumb कान पे. Then you take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale, making a humming bee's breath noise like this. Breathe in, humming bee sound out. Last time, breathe in, humming bee breath sound out. With your eyes closed, rub your palms and place them on your eyes. Gently blink your eyes open. Beautiful. So next time, if you're facing a bit of tension, stress, anxiety, just practice this and reach out to me and let me know how you feel. Because it's been a game changer for me.
Is
It
there any
balances your nerves.
rhythm or pattern in how long you have to hold your breath and breathe out, or it's just a
It's
humming
one
sound?
breath long. It's one breath long. One breath in, one breath out, minimum 10 times.
But there's no holding of breath at all.
There's no holding of breath.
So
Breathe
more
in
focus is on the humming sound.
on the humming sound
Okay,
when you exhale.
thank you.
You could hold your breath on top for a few seconds, but it's not necessary. You just breathe in and then breathe out, making the noise. It sort of reverberates. The feeling in your head, if you're completely plugged in your ears, you feel a sort of vibration in your mastak area.
Forehead. Yeah.
Yes,
And it can be done any time of the day or particular
any
time of the
time
day.
of day. Absolutely any time of day. If I'm feeling sleeplessness, I can try this in the night times as well. Hopefully a little away from your family so they don't pick, ये कहाँ से बी आ गया घर पे. So they are not worried about that. But feel free to try it. Try it for like a minute, 2 minutes, and just see how much of a difference it makes. And that was pretty much the last practice that I had to share with you guys. I would love it if you guys could share a review of the speech and ask me any questions. So the QR code is for you to leave a review of the speech.
You can also share the link. I'll share it on the WhatsApp group for people
I will
to.
do that.
Yep,
I
thank
will
you.
do that. And if anybody has questions, the floor is open for you. I skipped through the Prakriti part because it's a lot of theory, but the questionnaire is actually very interesting. It helps you understand, oh, I'm a little different from my wife or my husband or my child. This is why my mom will be running around the house with socks and my dad will be in his vest, aram se chilling in one spot. And I'm like, such different individuals. And no doctor will ever say or ever talk to you and say, ki, understand yourself more, eat a certain way, drink certain things. They will say, you have cold, you have fever, you need these medicines, ye lo or jao ghar. But if you understand yourself and do any of these practices, there is a world of difference that your health will enjoy. You will enjoy at the end of the day.
Thank you so much. There's one question in the chat. Definitely one recommendation from Surjit ji that elderly need to take care when bending, particularly if they have balance issue.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
When
Surjit ji, for that.
I do recommend sitting down and having a couple of things near you. Cushions, chairs, practicing near the wall. Do take care of all of these things. And a lot of practices can be done sitting down on the chair. So you can practice those asanas while you're sitting down.
And if you can read, if you another question, or Shilpi ji, if you want to unmute and ask that question yourself directly again. A question from Shilpi ji, Asha ji, if you can directly read, or Shilpi ji want to unmute and ask the question.
I'll stop sharing so that I can read the questions.
Yep.
What is the right way to talk to someone who's suffering from issue like anxiety, brain fog, and maybe depression? As sometimes it's very difficult to confront to that person in a positive way. The person might be aware of his condition or not at all aware and trying to over-engage with all sort of professional and personal life's work. How to talk and discuss if other person is not taking any action to solve. I did speak about taking a pause. It's good for them to take a break, go somewhere, relax your mind. Another angle is read up on some things. These are all the things that I am facing, and these are some things that I can do about it. Being out in the nature, connecting with nature, because depression is a condition where we tend to be within ourselves, in our heads, more than out connected with the world. We may imagine it might happen. All sorts of circumstances that are in a negative fashion versus what is going well and right in our life. So it's important to connect to two things: the people in our lives, our children, our spouses, spend time with them, and spend time in nature. Because nature has a energizing, recharging power to it. It helped me to just go out and take walks, if nothing else. I can't take a holiday, no problem. Don't stay inside the house the whole day. बाहर जाओ, कुछ walks लो. Then, next level, you start treating their food and nutrition. Good sattvic food. Reduce the tamasic eating habits, which is what is tamasic habits? Eating processed food, chips, sugary stuff, spicy stuff. Reduce on those things because that or it makes a huge difference to your body. If you give it fresh foods, it charges your body in a better fashion. दो चीजें हो गई. Third thing I just mentioned, let them read upon their condition and how other people also can get affected by these symptoms of depression, anxiety, brain fog. What am I doing? What is brain fog? Brain fog is when you feel a bit lost. I've kept my keys somewhere. I always keep them in a place, but they're not there. I know everything about my job. I know everything about this, but in a meeting at the right time, I've forgotten the right thing to say. So these are things that are happening, which means that you're facing brain fog. Mindfulness practices are wonderful for this. Meditation, reading books in the morning time, or even at night time. If you can't take out time in the morning, at the night time. That helps you overcome these few things. That's what helped me.
If I can add a couple things. One critical thing, as you mentioned earlier in your presentation, is about social stigma around it.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I highly recommend is to take some professional counseling. Counseling is not a bad idea. There are lots of very subsidized or free counseling options available in Melbourne or Victoria for that matter. Mental Health Foundation Australia is one I always recommend and has personally helped few of my friends in their difficult situation, and they went there. It's very nominal fee they charge, but it's highly subsidized, but it really helps them. And because when we interact with professional psychologists and all, they can give highly precise, personalized advice to your situation.
True.
So
True.
sometimes all we need to do is give them right advice, take them out of that stigma, and speak to the professional at times. That really helps individuals.
True. True. We have that Are You Okay Day which goes on.
Yeah,
Are You Okay, I think, happens sometime in September, and that's once a year, one day. But Are You Okay needs to be much more frequent, and you need to be a little aware of the people around you. It could be in your homes, it could be in offices. If somebody is not behaving the way they usually do, they are not okay. Something is happening in their lives that's making them be a little off their games. Just take a little bit of care and check with them, are you okay? Then they may feel better taking the professional help that they need. When they feel, "Okay, I am acknowledged, people understand that I am going through something, and it's okay for me to be that way." That's very important. That stigma needs to reduce. It's okay for us to have off days. I'm just checking if there are any
yep.
other.
Binaji made good comment. Practicing pause for 1 minute every hour helps a lot. Agree, Binaji. Surjit ji also requested any next session on Ayurvedic foods
That would be
beneficial to health.
interesting.
Yep.
That would be interesting. Maybe I could tailor some information. I'll
Yep.
see if there's other people who can talk about it. I'm talking to a Ayurvedic doctor. I will be connecting with them shortly. And either if they want to speak or if I get some more information which I can share.
Yep.
For example, I shared something about an Usha Pan or an early morning drink.
Yep.
So there are little things we can do. Would love to share that later.
And before I ask and thank, first of all, thanks Shailendra ji for recommending you. Thank you, Shailendra ji. And also, before I share one more thing, I'll add to it after me, you can also share about your next venture, what you may be doing. If you want to share openly, publicly, that would be nice. But few things I want to share. I've gone through a significant weight loss journey myself in last 1 year. Because of medical situation I was in, and it has recovered. And what I noticed, as you mentioned, sleep is really important. Going on bed on time is when at times I disturb my sleeping pattern because of work or whatever personal reasons and all. I put on weight immediately as soon as I disturbed my sleeping cycle or going to the bed very late and all. As you that cycle you mentioned about the Vat Pitta Kapha, it's really important. So as soon we discover that we are going through out of cycle sleep pattern, do whatever you can to bring it back to normal sleeping pattern. Second thing about waking up, I noticed an experience after a very long time is your body will wake up automatically in the morning, but once your eyes are open, don't stay in bed for long. We kids especially say, "Oh, another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes." As soon you're awake but still in the bed, your whole day will be very lazy if you're not out of the bed immediately. That's my personal experience, may be different with different people, but that's something recommended. If you're awake, if your eyes are open, come out of the bed soon as possible.
True, true. Say your prayers and go about and do something to recharge yourself.
Yep. Rajnish, you want to share something?
No, I just wanted to ask you, how do you do that? Is there be a strategy for that too? Because when you get up, that's the most comfortable position which you're in the comfort zone. How do you? Nothing is getting harmed. You're there. I sometimes put an alarm. I wouldn't go for too long, but sometimes I've been just looking at, oh, I wasted my 5 minutes just staying in the bed. But how do you? Either a switch, I just gotta get out, or
Put your alarm far away, so you have to get up. So once you're out of the bed, you're
that
awake.
could be one thing. Yeah.
And another thing I practiced a few years ago, I stopped doing that because of other reasons I may or may not share. But the one thing I experienced is that as soon I'm awake, first thing I'll do is go to shower straight away. That will completely wake you up.
That would keep you in the bed for a little bit longer then. I go for a run. If I get too late, that's why I wanted to save my time to just go a little bit earlier. So
That's another thing. You need to find something that really interests you a lot and it sort of entices you to wake up. It could be just reading a book if you are excited about some book, going for that run. I've been trying, I have a few days where I'm not getting up in the morning. I have my cheat days. I get up at 7, 6:30, 7. But when I want to wake up, I have some sort of a prize for it. So I wake up and do something that I like doing. It's karate, it's gym, it's something, and I'm getting something out of it. I'm being selfish. मुझे कुछ मिल रहा है उससे. That way, that nice, comfortable bed also will say, नहीं, that thing is a little bit more. I'm gonna get something out of it. तो चलो चलते हैं. And I'm somehow getting myself out of bed. Especially in Melbourne with the cold weather, I completely sympathize.
I'll share one more technique, Rajnish, if you're keen. I took a promise from one of my friend. We both go for running in the morning. One promise I took from him is that he will call me to wake me up. I know it's very odd, but he'll call me. But once you say, the first question is, are we going today? I have to say yes. Once I say yes to a human being, I'll not go back to the bed. I can snooze my alarm, but I can't snooze my friend. It would be really bad. So once he calls me, I'll be out of my bed and we'll go run every day. So that's my secret. One of the technique I use.
that's a good one. So you made an accountability partner.
Accountability with human to human. You can't cheat them with them, right? You have to go.
Chai is like some Indian style morning tea. Sometimes that just gets me, okay, I'm so excited for that. But then I read. I like reading, as Asha was talking about. I love finishing a book is one of the motivation I've got, because I've got 2 or 3 books at a time. So if I get a tick on one of them, then I really enjoy it.
Ashaji, you should listen Rajnishji's video as well. He was a speaker, so very inspiring thoughts he shared earlier. So
Do share the link.
I will, yeah.
Yes, Suriji.
Yeah.
There's another level for people who can absolutely not get up. Pay somebody for training you. There's an additional motivation that I've paid this person. I have a coach. There's a human being who I'm accountable to. और मैंने पैसे भरे हैं. That will seal the deal.
Yeah. My phone call works very well for me, so I've not been
Good
missing out my
accountability.
reading for a few months now. So,
Valuable trips.
any more questions from the audience? We are towards wrapping up tonight's webinar, so please ask your questions. We're still good to take few more questions if anybody's got any question. Akshat, you should ask one. Shailendraji, over to you first. Yeah.
No, I was just wondering why my camera is off. Like it says that you cannot start your video because the host has disabled. I'm trying to
Yeah,
start.
you can start now. Earlier you were eating, so I just for this,
Hi.
for other people
Okay.
getting hungry again, I stopped you eating.
I was wondering what happened. Like
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
no, all good. That was hello. Good presentation, Asha. I was multitasking, but yeah, I listened.
Thank you. Second time round, so I appreciate it. I was trying to make the content unique for people. And
Yeah.
people are still yawning, so I highly appreciate you all taking time in the evenings. Thank you so much for being here.
Do you want to share your next venture, or keep it for next time?
We are the retreats that I spoke about.
Yes, if you want to give highlight on that.
Absolutely. So we are looking at running wellness retreats for people. It could be 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day events where people can learn some asanas, some practice that they can take back in their daily lives while they recharge themselves. Beautiful locations, acha khana, and just take a breather, take a break. Could right now we're looking at individuals, and if it would be with families, that'll be even more beautiful. But right now we're equipped to do this for individuals. So people who are working, who want to take breaks, come to these locations. So that's something that we're arranging starting November, I believe.
Good idea. If you share your details, I will happily share it on our WhatsApp group.
When we have the vouchers and everything ready, I'll share with the audience.
Perfect.
With you, sorry, for you to.
Yeah, of course, I will. Yeah.
Yes, Akshat.
You're on mute, Akshat. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question, actually. Nowadays, what happens is people around the age of 40, 45 are, expressing this kind of things with the back pain or so many pain in their body. So you told us about the stretching and all the culture in IT industry, which is you need to sit and work. But nowadays, what is happening? The students of my age, like I am 23, I'm gonna be 23. People from 2021, this kind of students are getting more stressed about these things, like their studies, their assignments, their different things. Their life is getting more toxic nowadays, as you all know. Things are involving parties and all and this kind of thing. So what would be your piece of advice for them? Is yoga is a thing by which they can keep aside their depression or their overthinking? The main topic comes in younger ages, overthinking and depression. Like they just overthink about a thing, any decision they need to take. So is it yoga good for them, or they need to do some meditation or kind of thing? What would be your advice?
It's like I don't want to impose yoga on anyone. Meditation is a part of yoga. It's a
Okay.
very important part of yoga. If you're able to meditate, great. But do something that gets you out of your thoughts and into real life. out of scrolling for hours together. Practices like leaving the phone outside the room where you sleep so that you don't have access to it because that light keeps triggering your melatonin production that reduces and you can't sleep quickly or properly or fully. Things
Yeah,
like
it
that.
also disturbs the sleep cycle also. Yeah.
So that is one thing you could do. Being physically active, be it yoga, be it going for a run, those three things that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So the third thing was do things that will give you joy and keeps you connected to the society instead of a phone. That's very important. So if you're feeling depressed, talk to a counselor, share with your friends, and it's sort of it's a handshake. It's sort of important for the people around you to notice that you're undergoing something as well, so that they can first tell them ki go get the help. And if you need it, you're able to identify that in yourself. Please go to a counselor, read up on what's happening with you, and know that it's not the end or there's nothing wrong with you. It's being, if I can get a cold, if I can get fever for my body, I can get depressed, anxious, stressed because of my mind's thoughts.
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay. That stigma we spoke about, Suri sir spoke about, I spoke
Mhm.
about. Once we remove that, people can say, I'm having an off day, I need a break. I'm not going to my class. I'm not going to office and getting back into meetings. I'm taking a day off and spending some time at the play center with my kids, or I'm going outside for a trekking with my friends, or something for yourself. Then you come back to your life. Sort of helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
One thing you mentioned, I'll elaborate on that point, is connecting with the society. Last 15 years,
Mhm.
I'm doing community service.
Hmm.
When I'm meeting hundreds of people and I see tons of challenges with them, I see my problem is so tiny in front of other
Small.
people problems I see day to day. So you become humble, so then your problems go away. And when you're doing a lot of community work, your time is, you don't have spare time to do overthinking. So overthinkings come from spare time, I would say.
Yeah.
So if you can keep yourself busy, you'll not have time for overthinking and yeah, feel humble.
I think I've agreed with Asha what she said. A lot of the time, the digital distractions, a lot of information, actually information overload. I see my son getting so much overthinking. He just gone into 20s, and which is sometimes saying, why would you think that much? I mean, just live the life.
I'm
So yeah, I
hearing
agree.
for the first time with this overthinking today. Maybe I'll speak to you more, Akshат, later.
No, it's not for me. I just
No,
know that.
in general, the younger
Yeah, yeah.
generation, where
It's
does
a
this
very big
overthinking? I
topic
thought
for.
they think less or they think short or short span of attention or something. Where does the overthinking come from?
For my kind of generation, people starts thinking like it can be anything. It can be any relationship. It can be a public speaking fear, or it can be like what he will think of me. Then it goes and goes and goes on, and it can be end on anything. Like we can't even think. And when that Asha ji said like we do a activity which is like we like dancing, we like yoga, we like jogging or anything or any physical activity we do, and after we come back in our normal life, so it's like, oh, did I think that much? No, it's normal. So it's like easier than also. So it's just like when your mind is stuck in anything, like it's a piece of code or it's anything. So in my kind of generation, in my age, people are there. Not I am not like that, because yeah, I have my different ways to figure it out. But yeah, I have people which come
Yep,
around the same. So
interesting to know. Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Akshat.
thank you.
Uh, I'm conscious of time, but any last minute, last second question before we wrap up? So it has been wonderful experience, Asha ji, listening to you, and you've shared tons of wisdom. We may want to go through some specific slides again, and by watching the YouTube video. And whoever is watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. That really helps in spreading the word. And also, I request community and yourself, Asha ji, again, that if you have any good speaker for upcoming webinars, it's a weekly webinar. We would like to listen very diverse speakers on diverse topics, and we'll learn from them. So with that note, thank you so much, Asha ji, for taking time so late, and thank you all the audience for staying back so late and listening to this very important conversation with Asha ji.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Really nice.